I want to make music.
Did you just say you want to hurt me? Oh my god, I just ended the short little video because I heard one say he's gonna kill me. Are you demons?
See those guys?
Two of us. Two of you are demons? Where'd you come from? Right now they are sounding evil, so I don't know if demons smoke weed. Dilly Nelson wants to know if you like 420. Speaking of which, I was watching this one YouTube historical channel. These people in Israel, and they mentioned I don't know, archaeologists discovered that the Israeli priests from back in the day, I guess they burned marijuana along with incense. In Jamestown. That's the last place I went to investigate. Well, except for the cemetery here, but. Are you from Jamestown? I don't know where does the marijuana originate from? I should look that up. Did they even have access to that? I mean, I don't know. Oh, does it go back to ancient Chinese times? Okay. Makes sense. They're big into the herbal medicines of all kinds. Spirits! Did you ever smoke Mary Jane? Zaza? You smoke Zaza? I think some of you demons or demon wannabes need to mellow out. I had somebody's evil spirit come on yesterday during a live, and I don't know if it's the same one that's here this morning that told me they're going to kill me and hurt me. Paranormal experience? That's a hard one because I've had so many, I don't know. Pray. I pray. That's my main form of protection is prayer. I do have religious items. And holy water, and if I need to, I can incense and smudge. I shouldn't use the term smudge. Smudge is witchcraft term, but cleanse the house. I can cleanse the house if I needed to. I was hoping to have a nice session here because I had a dream about my parents that are deceased, but it upset me. But instead, I get Well, evil shit's coming through. Yeah, I do that. I will in a little bit. I just want to wait and see if they say something more threatening. Who's here? Dilly wants to talk to you. It's hard to explain. I don't think I have, but I had a spirit mimic my mother's voice. And they talk about my brother, my mother, and my father that are gone. They've done that on and off for my mother and brother about 2 years ago, into 2020, and then my father 3 weeks ago. You just go, "Aw, man," and then laugh. These spirits are evil. Yeah, no wonder. Maybe I am mostly talking to demons. I get people to pop on here going, "Oh, you're talking to demons," but sometimes it seems like it. Yeah, I'm not expecting it, and I wasn't entirely wanting it to happen because, from my experience doing this, as long as I have, the spirits that come through are not angels, they're not in heaven. So if I did hear my mother, brother, or father, that would not be a good thing. That would mean they're still earthbound or in purgatory, whatever you want to believe. I believe purgatory that they're at. Or some of these ones might even be in hell. If that makes sense. I have had other people's relatives come through. It's usually brief when they do. They'll give like a short little message. I'm not sure what to make of that. I don't know where they're at when they do that. Like where afterlife.
Free.
They're free? Yeah, I definitely don't have all the answers. I'm still trying to figure it out. They don't tell me a whole lot of stuff about the afterlife. They're very secretive about that. Maybe you did. Oh, thanks, Dilly. Well, I'm not doing this to try to communicate with my deceased family. I'm doing this because I have spirits that have always followed me since I am a psychic medium. I grew up with them. I've had spirits in the house I grew up in. I've had spirits in this house that I grew up in. They're mostly not from here, though. They follow me from other locations around town or places I investigate. And if I don't talk to them, they drive me nuts. They will do poltergeist activity. They'll knock things down. They'll show themselves. They scare my dog. At least this way, they get it off their chest. They wears them out. It seems like. I think it actually does drain their energy, at least for a while. I know it sounds crazy and stupid, but I don't recommend other people do this. I mean, if you're not in my situation, I don't recommend people doing this. But I do it for evidence. I do it to help prove, or hopefully help prove for some people that spirits exist, because there's a lot of skeptics, there's a lot of atheists out there. And people that think in the world. Yeah, so people think I'm crazy, whatever, you know. But people have no business judging you for being crazy by saying you see ghosts or hear ghosts, because there are millions, billions probably people over the centuries that have had experiences. So, I mean, it can't all be crazy. The bad thing nowadays, though, is with all the tech and the editing that people can do and the fakery, everything from fishing wire string pulling and little smoke and mirrors. You know, there's a lot of fakery out there that makes it all look bad for the rest of us that are not trying to fake. No, I don't think all the spirits that come through are bad. There are some nice ones. I do get some that talk about Jesus and ask for prayers, or I've had a rare few say they're going to pray for me, or when my mother died, some were comforting. I haven't heard any be comforting with my father, though. Yeah, just like the living, there are spirit haters, too. I mean, these people are not in heaven that are coming through. I really don't believe they are. My personal belief is if you do have an experience with an angel, it's going to be a visual face-to-face one. You know, like your mother dies and next day you see her, that probably is her that you're seeing. Or I believe they communicate through dreams. But I know evil spirits can also mess with you with your dreams, your nightmares, because I've had that experience too. Back when I used to do a lot of demonic cases and had one follow me, I had a lot of death dreams. But yeah, when you do this kind of stuff, you open doors too. So, but my door was already open, my spiritual door, quote unquote. Yeah, even if you watch horror movies a lot, or use the Ouija board, or I think even apps, even though apps are kind of fake, but you're still potentially opening doors to bad spirits. My scariest moment's a long story. I'm not going to tell the whole thing. I'll kind of briefly mention, because I do want to hear what they might say. Can you speak louder, please? But I had a ghost tour I did at an old farmhouse near where I live, and I had these two ladies that came out, two young ladies in their 20s, wanting help. They said one of them had a demon in their house, and it would drag the brother across the house. I wasn't fully listening because I was still setting up my equipment and trying to deal with other people that were showing up. But she said that they had two priests come and a psychic, and it didn't do any good. So they were asking me for help. And then doing the tour, the investigation, I should say, it wasn't really a historical tour. They were provoking the spirits, big time. And one of them started acting weird on the upper floor of the farmhouse, and my friends that were helping me told me, you know, you gotta do something because she's freaking people out. So I grabbed my crucifix and holy water I had in my trunk and prayed over her, and she. I mean, like I said, it's a long story. They were demon names that came through. One of them was Jezebel. One of them was Muhammad, which I thought was weird, but I found out later her husband was Muslim. So I don't know what the spirits were. They were playing games with that or what, but anyways, I prayed over her. She had like what would look like a grand mal seizure, like she was like.
Tell me twice.
Excuse me. She acted like she was having a seizure or something and moaning, and she eventually snapped out of it. I saw a tall shadow man walk by her. Her friend saw this thing too. She also got one of the demon names, and she didn't know how that came to her. So the rest of the ghost tour group left. They thought it was over. And this was towards the end of the tour. And then her friend started choking. And there's a spirit there that would do that to women, mostly women. It happened to me once too, but mostly women. You gave her a warning? Is that what you said? But yeah, she started getting this choking thing going on with her. And I told her to stay calm. It usually happened in the building. It usually happened in the farmhouse, not outside the farmhouse. But no, it continued. She got on all fours on the ground and started growling this really deep, guttural, not human-sounding growl, like an animal. And I'm thinking in my head, oh shit, this girl's getting possessed. It's like, and her friend just snapped out of it. So I started praying and spraying her with holy water, and she started cackling, especially over the St. Michael prayer. She was cackling.
All of the stories.
All of these stories, yes. I heard that. She started rolling around in the dirt, and her friend was trying to help her up, and then she tried to scratch her and told her in this evil voice, "Don't touch her." And then she looked at me with her hair in her face like the girl from The Ring coming out of the well, like she was going to come pounce on me, and I backed up, and I'm still praying and spraying the holy water and got the crucifix, and she eventually calmed down enough to where I was like, okay, I gotta go now. And I never heard from them again. They didn't sign up for the tour. I didn't get any communication from them. But yeah, that was a double possession I was not prepared for. I didn't have a backup help. I didn't have a priest with me. I mean, I have had other cases where I did basically deliverances. I wouldn't call them actual exorcisms because I'm not an ordained person, but some of them were successful, some of them were ongoing. I also worked with a not Catholic, Roman Catholic priest, but another kind of rogue Catholic priest, and on a few cases, and he wasn't successful with them either. They were still ongoing. And I worked with a fake demonologist, or at least I came to realize he was a fake demonologist for a time. But I try not to do those kind of cases anymore because it is very draining. I think it actually has affected my health over the years. I've had things follow me. And a lot of times those people, they bring it on themselves. They conjure or have curses, or they're really negative, and none of them are religious. And a lot of them are ungrateful and don't want to change their lifestyle to help themselves get rid of the demon or demons. So it's kind of not worth it. I do more giving advice now and tell them to go seek help from the church if they can get it. And it's not easy to do. They don't always help you, especially if you're not Catholic or if they think you're mentally ill or on drugs, which sometimes that accompanies the whole demonic attack too. They can make you seem like you're mentally ill. They can make you drink or go on drugs, harm yourself, harm others. That's what they ultimately want you to do, is harm yourself or harm others. End your life. And if you don't do that, they will make you very sick and angry and depressed. What? Yep. That's where some of these serial killers get their urge to do what they do. And sometimes, if not always, it's demonic. I don't know. I think a lot of them, they are influenced by the devil. It's possible some of them it's mental illness and how they were raised, if they were abused. That can do it too. But the ones that did the abusing had probably demonic oppression or possession going on. It's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. So sometimes the devil does make them do it. I don't know if they like the story, but it seems to get them going when I talk about demons. But yeah, I've had priests. I kind of didn't really believe it at first. They say even watching like horror movies or ghost hunting shows. I don't know about the ghost hunting shows, but horror movies. I've had weird stuff happen paranormally while watching horror movies. So sometimes even that can draw things out from the spirit world. And Ouija boards, even though Regina, what? I think Ouija boards can possibly conjure something. I think a lot of it's exaggerated or fake, though. But you're with us? I know one thing with a lot of the cases I've done in the past, there was witchcraft involved, Santeria or other kind of witchcraft, voodoo, or like dark Wicca type witchcraft. That definitely conjures things. Negative. So be wary of witches because they're not always nice ones. A lot of them dabble in the dark stuff. Yeah, there are people with attachments that hate those who are happy, or demons try to break up the family too. Well, if you don't like an ants, you don't have to watch this. I mean, it's reality. If you deal with the spirit world, the light. If you do any kind of paranormal investigating, you're going to come across negative spirits. There are much more unfriendly ones than there are friendly ones. A lot of them say get out, leave, or threaten you, or cuss. Some of them want help, but those ones aren't necessarily good either, the ones that want help. They're being punished. Some people think they're demons trying to lure you, too. I don't know about that part, but it could be. It's like there's people that say that the kid spirits aren't necessarily kids. That's hard to answer because every spirit box is different. I don't get a lot of radio on mine. I have a friend that has basically the same thing with a different SB7. He gets more radio for some reason, but he still gets intelligent responses too. And I mean, it's obvious that they're by what they say. I mean, if it's radio, they're not going to be cussing on radio. They're not going to be threatening you on radio. They're not going to be saying your full name on radio. They're not likely going to be talking about the devil or God. Or earlier, I heard her say Jamestown. That's the place I go to quite a bit to investigate. That's near me. It's like an hour away. And you heard the woman that commented on the stories I was telling. The future? That's one thing that I don't think they can do is predict the future. At least not the human ghosts. Maybe demons. Angels can. Archangels can. I did have an Archangel Michael encounter years ago. That was quite an experience, too. That was while going to a demonic haunted house case. That's a long story, though, too. I don't really want to tell right now, but... Of course, I've had people go, how do you know it was St. Michael the Archangel? Part of it was just the visual and feeling of it, but also he did talk to me on here for a short time. And I had other spirits that would confirm that he was present. Him and Gabriel, the Archangel, as well. I would hear them say, Michael's coming, run, hide. You know, things like that. That happened in Lock Chinatown, where I've done ghost tours in the past. Michael? I don't know if Archangel Michael's around. I don't hear the spirits talk about him. That was more when I was doing those demonic investigations at homes. Is Archangel Michael around? Is Archangel Michael still watching over me? You can't what? I'm using an SB7 with a portal. If you don't know what that is, please look it up because I get tired of trying to explain it to people. No offense, but it gets really old. It's very easy to look this stuff up. Look up SB7, look up what a portal is. You could buy them, but they're all going to be different. So you might not get the same results. There's other things that factor in too, like me being a medium is part of it as well. And attachments, I believe my equipment has attachments from the places I've gone. I even have other SB7s and they sound different.
The honor.
Honor what? Is it Hillary? Is that you, Hillary? Steve Huff is a fraud, but He claims he invented the portal. He didn't, but not just that. He uses pre-programmed voices. He uses celebrity voices and just spins the voices to make them sound creepy and ethereal. And he does it right after they die to get tons of views. Well, it's really disrespectful. But yeah, you're thinking of Steve Huff. There's a few others that are like him that copied him. They're all like former friends of his, I think. Like Hope Paranormal and Cody ITC. Cody ITC doesn't even have a live spirit box going. He's been caught. They all have been caught doing fraud. They don't do live videos, for one thing. They don't do live videos. They do videos where they can edit it and fake it. Help you? I heard somebody say something about helping us. The only help I could provide is to say some prayers for you. Oh, I've heard all kinds of curse words. The most colorful one recently has been, well, I met this lady that's, she's a former witch. She's also empathic and maybe a medium as well. And they started calling her a cum slut in the cemetery. And I've heard it several times since. And apparently that was something her ex would say to her to insult her. So it might be related to that, but they say all kinds of stuff. They use the A word for a-hole and F word, and they call me and my friends pricks, which is a term my dad would use. I don't know if it's connected to that, but they mention RAPE and abortion and GAY terms, but not the GAY, FAGGOT. Occasionally I'll hear them use the B word. And they use the W word a lot for prostitute. I hear that one quite often. Hello, Messos. I have trouble saying your name. Messos. Lobo, hello. Well, there's some experiences I have had you probably wouldn't like, but yeah, every session, every location is different. And even at home here, what I'm doing now, I get different spirits that come through that follow temporarily or visit. I call them visitors. So it's not always the same ones. I can't always recognize them, or I don't always know what's going to come through. I can give them what? Give them a lot? Is that what you said? I do wish you'd speak louder. I think these ones are not as familiar with this. I could turn it up, but the white noise is going to get worse. The white noise kind of drives me nuts, but it's necessary. Have you heard sup, slut? Oh, if that was his reaction, then he's either probably heard similar before or had a bad experience. They don't even have radio shops anymore. Warning. What warning? That was me. Can you touch that lantern? I just lit it up by accident here. Yeah, where do you find a radio shop? They don't have those anymore, I thought. Ghosts swiping on their phones. I don't know about that, but they know about our phones. They know about computers. They can manipulate those things too if they have enough energy to do so. But yeah, I've had them in the past mess with TVs, mess with computers and my phones. And one thing we like to do when I video is I'll make it out of focus. Like last night when I had somebody's evil spirit come through that was in the chat, my phone kept going in and out of focus. It's not doing it right now. Cross my fingers they don't start doing that. It drives me nuts. Well, I mean, it's not easy for them to come through, so that's usually little phrases and words. I will get some occasionally that can speak in full sentences. But I'm sure it takes a lot of effort to do that. I mean, we don't know what they're going through to try to communicate. I mean, from what I can tell, it's quite draining for them to try to communicate and try to light things up, and it's even harder to get them to get. Did you say demon? Did I just hear you say demon? Yeah, it's even rare for them to move things, I was going to say. It's not like the movies. I heard asshole. Who are you calling? Who are you calling an asshole? I heard I'm going to cut you something. I hope he didn't say that. It sounds like I have nothing but unfriendly spirits right now. Sometimes they follow people in the chat, as I mentioned the other day, that guy's demon came through. Sometimes people in the chats, they bring stuff, or the spirits interact with them. I've had them say chatters' names before. Not very often, but it happens. I think they can possibly mess with people and third-party viewers because I've had, unless they were lying, I've had people tell me their lights would flicker or they got touched. I mean, it's hard to say if they're telling the truth with that, but I had some people that acted freaked out and some of them left, so. I had one guy, his name was, what was his name? Muslim Noor, some Muslim guy who came in talking shit. And the spirits freaked him out. They were talking about him. And I haven't seen him since, so. Spirits, this person going as the blob wants to French kiss you. I don't know who Chris Tucker is. I didn't hear Lollipop. Spirits, do you want to talk to anybody in the chat? How you do, Ants? Did you hear Lollipop? I don't know. They normally can talk louder than they're doing. I don't know why they're not talking loud. Please speak louder and slower. Oh, that voice did kind of sound like Michael Jackson, huh? I don't know. Who knows? Is that Michael Jackson? Dilly wants to know. That does kind of sound like him. That was weird. Why would Michael Jackson be coming through for me, though? Oh, really? I didn't know that. He has a song called Lollipop. He's not one of my, I'm not really a fan. Not a fan of his, but especially with the accusations. Michael Jackson, are you there? Did I happen to hear you? Or somebody hear you come through? Somebody who likes him that's mimicking his voice? That would be odd, but the paranormal is odd, though. Every time I think I have them figured out, they throw me for a loop, do something strange, or say something strange. Okay, speak louder, please. That's something Michael Jackson would say. Did you say shit all over? I think they say that because I do a lot of these sessions in my bathroom. It's my half bathroom. It's got a portal in it, so they like to come through. I used to do them in the bathroom not to disturb other family members back in the day, but now I was doing it in the living room, and then I've gone back to the bathroom just to see. Michael Jackson, are you a bad Mambo Jumbo? What is it, Mambo Jumbo? Really? Can you play a Michael Jackson song if you are him or know him? Gross. I heard need help. Need help? Hey, Michael Jackson, is it true that you diddled kids like Macaulay Culkin? Did you do that? You had an awful lot of weird experiences with boys at your ranch. Is it true what they say about you, MJ? Did you mess with kids? I believe he did. I think you He was a strange person. And he gets a pass just because of his musical talent, being a celebrity. Like OJ, who recently died, got a pass. Spirits, did MJ, Michael Jackson, did he diddle Macaulay Culkin? Did he mess with kids? Was he a pedo? You know who I have had to tell me is a pedo? It's been a while, but they said Biden is. It was loud, but I'm not sure what she said. Did you say monster? Something about a monster? That's how I kill him.
Your brother.
Your older brother? What are you talking about? Who's older brother? What are you talking about? You gotta feel that one? That one will make sense, because I do think they cause me pains. I have all kinds of pain issues. I've had a doctor in the past say I probably have fibromyalgia, but they don't know a lot about that. I know sometimes with the bad sessions and investigations, they do cause me pain, though. Drain my energy, give me migraines or body aches. Dilly wants to know if you want some cement shoes. Don't get me started, he said. Oh my god. I think you might be pissing him off, Dilly. Dilly thinks you're a mobster. I would be able? Are you a mafia spirit? I have been to some places where there were rumors of mafia connections, like the Riot Hotel and I think the Mizpah Hotel. And trying to think of where else. Well, Lock Chinatown, the Chinese mafia, but Tong. They had San Francisco connections too. And I think even out east, New York. Gabagool? What's a gabagool? Well, that's kind of rude, ants. What are you talking about? I don't watch mob movies, so you'll have to give me some ideas. So I'm not really into that. Except for maybe Stella. Is Stella here?
You have to get in there.
don't know if aliens ever come through. That would be weird. Why would they speak English? I don't know. I've had weird sounds come through that sound like alien spacecraft, but I have had the spirits tell me that aliens exist, but not gone into detail. I'm skeptical of that. However, I've seen some things over the years recently, crafts in the sky that I can't explain. One of them that flew very low over my house. I think that was last summer, actually. And I wish I was videoing, but I was doing yard work out in the garden. It was just getting dark. And it was, I think it was triangular. The lights it had on it were triangular in shape. White lights. And it was very quiet. You could barely hear it go over. I just saw it fly very low over the house. And there was somebody else in town who saw it too. And I posted it on a local page on Facebook. The grandmother and her grandson saw it. You gotta find them? Hey Sam. My day's kind of rough. Yesterday was rough too, but Dilly thinks you're mafia spirits. Is that true? Did I hear Yosef? Is that a name, Yosef? Who's Yosef? If you're a mafia spirit, light up one of these devices. No, they don't. That's not true, ants. They don't read your mind. Even exorcist priests say demons don't read your mind, although I'm not sure about that one, but ghosts, no, they don't read your mind. Maybe they're messing with your phone, Dilly. They do stuff like that. If your light starts flickering, it might be the spirits. What the hell is that? Focus on them. Focus on what? I should probably experiment with that, ants. See if I can ask a question in my head and if they'll answer, but I really don't believe it. I don't know. Sometimes they finish my sentences though. It's pretty rare, but sometimes they do that. But they talk faster than we do. I think their vibrational plane, or whatever you want to call it, is higher than ours, and they come through fast. And you're high, Dilly. Spirits, Dilly's smoking the Zaza.
is that?
Oh, that's something they do to me sometimes, the nausea.
No smokers? Got to.
Hey, sunfish. Spirit, you're making Dilly trip out.
I'll be aware of one.
You're aware of it?
Okay.
Okay. Are those evil, the two evil demon spirits gone? The ones that came through in the beginning? Dilly says peace and love. He's giving you peace and love, I guess. They don't care about that, Anna. The negative ones will come through regardless. They don't like me praying. That's a positive thing. Yeah, I've had spirits mentioned in marijuana before. I don't know if I've had any use like 70s hippie terms.
Brand new kid.
I don't think I've ever heard any say groovy, but I could be wrong. I've had some call me a putz before, though, and that's an old term. I think that's from the 20s. Yeah, I bet. Something. You spirits want to hear a prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses. As we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Pater noster, qui est in caeli, sanctificator nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in caelo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis odie dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. Alright, well, I gotta get going. I got a delivery coming in a few minutes, so. No, I was checking my messages. I gotta go. Alright,
5 minutes out.
5 minutes out? That is when the delivery's supposed to come. That's weird. It was a Latin Our Father. In Latin. Alright, spirits. I know you won't, but say goodbye.